Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, William Ruto was meeting with about 96 bishops at State House. And the message that Ruto gave out still came with a warning to Gen Zs who are protesting, and they're still in the protest as far as the issue of finance bill and the economy of this country is concerned. Now, Ruto unleashed police officers to deal with the peaceful and armed protesters. The government is telling us that 23 people have died, but many believe that that number is huge, so far away from 23. It's 100 plus. But even going with the number that the government is telling us, the same William Ruto is still referring to the youth who are protesting as wakora, wezi, wahalifu. He literally called them criminals. Therefore, they face treason because he's referring to the act they did as treasoners. That is what he told Bishop in State House.
Wale walienda kuchoma bunge ni criminals ambao tutawatafuta, hawawezi kuhepa kwa sababu huwezi kuharibu mali ya umma. Tutaongea na vijana wetu, tuko na mpango ya vijana wetu, lakini wahalifu, wakora na hawa criminals pia tutawashughulikia.
Now, this Ruto's remark is backfiring, and I will explain to you. But before this statement, the first time he addressed Kenyans as far as the issue of protest is concerned, he still repeated the same thing, referring to youth as criminals who have committed anarchy. He's actually calling them anarchists. You know, so in that way, you see a man who is planning to destroy our youth after putting this kind of allegation to them.
Was hijacked by dangerous people who have caused us the kind of loss we have incurred as a nation today. It is possible that the criminals who rained terror on innocent people and attempted to challenge our law enforcement deployments are still determined to continue with their dangerous behavior. I assure the nation of the government's determination to fulfill its constitutional duty of protecting the people of Kenya against all forms of harm. I hereby put on notice the planners, financiers, orchestrators, and abettors of violence and anarchy that the security infrastructure established to protect our republic and its sovereignty will be deployed to secure the country and restore normalcy. It is not in order or even conceivable that criminals pretending to be peaceful protesters can rain terror against the people, their elected representatives, and the institutions established under our Constitution, and expect to go scot-free.
Now, when you hear William Ruto talking like this with a lot of threats to the youth, and the same youth still get to hear such kind of information coming from the parliament, whereby members of parliament are talking about taking a bribe of 2 million. The conversation in the parliament is about a bribe of 2 million. What do you expect this youth to do? You bribe them with money, members of parliament, saying that they pass something that is not in favor of the people, but in your favor. Unataka wafanye aje? Kama wasipokuja kwa hiyo bunge, unataka wafanye aje? Si watakuja tu kwa bunge.
Wajala, reject 2 million. Reject 2 million.
are rejecting 2 million. We are rejecting 2 million. We are rejecting 2 million. Reject the million. Reject 2 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 million.
Senator Kajwang is demanding William Ruto to apologize to the youth and withdraw his remarks. Because what youth are doing is what we have taught them. They have learned literature in school, and they discuss, there are so many topics they learn in school. And therefore, they have also learned on how to fight for themselves and fight injustice. So what is they are doing, it is not something they got from, elsewhere. It was taught in school. Therefore, youth are right, and William Ruto must apologize.
And we should also stop this blame of Gen Zs. Mr. Speaker, look at our curriculum. What have these children or these adults, new adults, been fed on in the school curriculum? These are the products of the free primary education of Mwai Kibaki and Raila Odinga. Their curriculum, when it comes to Fasihi and literature, Mr. Speaker, reads as follows. They read The Animal Farm, and it is about injustice. They read Kidagaa Kimemwozea. They read Tumbo Lisiloshiba, Kifo Kisimani, Mstahiki Meya, Mashetani, and Parliament of Alls. Mr. Speaker, that is the recent set book in literature, Parliament of Alls. And then you blame Gen Zs for coming to this parliament, a parliament of alls, a parliament of sellouts, a parliament of turncoats, a parliament that is completely insensitive to them. We are the ones who have fed them this kind of literature, and we are reaping what we sowed at this moment. Mr. Speaker, we cannot go on recess until the president apologizes to the youth of this country. Since when did the hustlers become mutineers? Since when did our hustlers and children become wankers? Mr. Speaker, since when did our Gen Zs, our children, become saboteurs? Since when did they connive to commit treason? Mr. Speaker, the youth and the public and the nation deserves an apology.
Now, as we continue with the panel discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, just one question to William Ruto, because we even started with this. The number of people who have died. These people who died, they have died from gunshot. They have succumbed to a gunshot. All of them. Can William Ruto show us anywhere where any of the victims who have died was stoned to death by protesters? Or is he telling us that the protesters were armed with a dangerous weapon, including firearm, and they're the ones who were firing the gun to those who died? Is that what he's telling us? Because that is then anarchy. That is what we can refer to as prisoners. Then that will be a crime. Hiyo ndio tutasema ni uhalifu. None of the Gen Zs who are protesting was armed. They were only armed with a bottle of water, their iPhone, and a placard with a message on it. That's how our youth were on the street. Hawakukuwa na panga, hawakukuwa na bunduki, hawakubeba risasi. Ile risasi ambayo imeua wananchi ni ya polisi iko na stamp ya polisi na ni ushuru wa mwananchi. So between the police officers who killed and Kenyans who are unarmed protesting, who is a criminal? Who is an anarchist? If this is what we're talking about, then the person who gave an order or a directive to police officers to go and shoot, that person together with the police officers are anarchists. So who gave order? Is it Kindiki? Is it Kome? Was it William Ruto? So if we are talking about anarchists, then these are the anarchists. Because they gave order to kill Kenyans who are protesting. Kuna mtu aliuliza mahali, kati ya kupiga glass mawe na kuua zinatoshana. We can repair a glass, we can buy another one. But when you claim a life, you can't get another life. And you can never compare the two. So if we are talking about criminals, in my view, the man who triggered and released, bullet to kill, then that is a criminal. Therefore, the police are the ones who are criminal, who are causing mayhem and anarchy during the protest. That's my view. Because si kuona mwananchi yoyote, na sijasikia paka saizi mwenye aliua mwananchi mwingine kwa maandamano. Kile tumeambiwa kwa allegation, polisi ndiye aliyetumia risasi kuua mwananchi wa kawaida kwa maandamano. So Ruto is expressing his panic, his anger, and therefore a plan to revenge on youth who are only asking him to withdraw finance bill. And his response to youth is ruthless, because now he's referring to them as criminals. And the criminals, Mr. President, they have a record. We have been asking you to deploy the DCI to go and take fingerprints of those people who have died, then to compare with the record they have to confirm if there is any person who has a criminal record before you call the youth criminals. A criminal has a criminal record. Criminals have a criminal record. Any of these people who have died that has a criminal record, Ruto must present it. If not, then he must do what Senator Kajang is asking him. Apologize.